Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the series where we're counting down the top moments of each Dynasty Warriors game. We've done Dynasty Warriors 3, 4, and 5, and now we're on Dynasty Warriors 6. Dynasty Warriors 6 is arguably one of the games that I played the most as a kid. I really enjoyed watching a lot of the cutscenes and the story that was created back in Dynasty Warriors 6. And in this video, we're jumping back down to just 10 moments, in my opinion, in Dynasty Warriors 6. I know a lot of people didn't particularly like the game because of some of the changes they made, but I think story-wise and just the way some of the character stories were built in the game was really good. And in this video I'm going to count down the top 10 moments that I think really stuck out for Dynasty Warriors 6. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the top 10 moments from Dynasty Warriors 6.
If you're in a hurry to meet your death, Zhang Fei of Yan welcomes you to taste his blade!
Alright, starting off at number 10, we have the Changban Bridge event, one of the coolest events within the Dynasty Warriors series, and Dynasty Warriors 6 definitely takes it to another level. We got one guy standing at a bridge, taking on hundreds, maybe even thousands of people, holding him back by himself so that Liu Bei can escape. And within Dynasty Warriors 6, I think it's honestly probably one of the best ways they display it. They take a really good time, again, with the intricate fighting sequences. I really like seeing it, and then Zhang Fei just going ham on all the little privates that are coming at him and stuff like that. No problem for him. He's a pretty intimidating character to get past on the stage of Changban. So this has always been a big moment for me in Dynasty Warriors 6. This is Zhang Fei's moment. This is his time to shine, and I think in Dynasty Warriors 6 they do it really well for him, and that's why it's going to start off our list here at number 10.
Right! It is finished! The battle's won! Brother!
Alright, next up coming in at number 9, there's a bunch of different variations on how it's done. I believe there's a couple of cutscenes showing different ways on how Sun Ce actually gets killed. But in both of the scenes, he gets shot in the back with a couple of arrows. Just watching that scene, though, in general is always very memorable to me. Again, Dynasty Warriors 6 was a game I played pretty frequently as a kid. I definitely would say I enjoyed it more than I hated it. And for me personally, just playing it so much, watching the stories, watching the cutscenes, this was a moment that always stood out for me. Sun Ce being one of my favorite characters at the time, getting shot in the back with the arrows, and it's kind of out of nowhere he just kind of gets shot and killed. So for me, it's definitely going to stick out for me in my memory. And that's why it's going to be here at number 9, Sun Ce's death from Dynasty Warriors.
Are there no others? Is there no one left to challenge me? Is this the end? Are there no more great battles for me to join? More! I still wish to wield my blade in battle! I do not care who! Come and face me! Come and face the great Lubu!
Alright, again, coming in at number 8, another kind of emotional, definitely, nostalgic kind of line for me. It's a mixture of emotions for this character and for a user watching the story. We finally get to the end of Lubu's story, or it was like the second to last cutscene. You can hear in his voice and you can kind of see in his body language that he's very worried that he does not have any other battles to fight, right? This is the end. This is it. After this is the climax of pretty much his life, and then that's it. But the way he ends the cutscene, you have all the different heroes of the land on the ground. It pans over to each one of them. They're all dead. This is a very good moment within the game. Really staples the character. This was a really well done story for Lubu. It's honestly one of his best hypothetical stories in my opinion, and it definitely holds a special place in my heart, and that's why it's up here at number 8. Alright, coming in at number 7, we have almost the climax of epicness. Of course, we have the opening, Zhao Yun's doing his thing, going head to head with Lu Bu, killing all the people on the boat, smashing the boat, all that stuff. And then we have this awesome cutscene within his story at Changban. He's rescuing the peasants, and then he's got to escape as well. Liu Bei comes with his boat. Come with us. This is a very memorable moment for me. And of course, him jumping off of, one of the soldiers' heads in order to reach out and make it to the boat. And they have that nice wide shot of him jumping. One of the hallmark moments for me within this game. It's a very well done moment. Definitely highlights the heroicness of Zhao Yun and the reason why he's on the cover of the game, enhancing his already cool image. Definitely one of the best moments within Dynasty Warriors 6, hands down. Zhao Yun saving the peasants at the end of the Battle of Changban. Let's go ahead and move on to number 6.
The rest is up to you, my friend.
Old man. Enough. Stop it. Stop talking as if you aren't going to be around.
Old man again. Gunning. Stop it.
Just like I mentioned earlier with Sun Ce's death, now we have Lu Meng, and it is shown a couple of different ways. We have Lu Xun's reaction to Lu Meng's death, and we also have Gan Ning's reaction to Lu Meng's death. His death itself within the game is actually pretty memorable to me. One of the main reasons it is, of course, it's a sad moment, it's very emotional, but the way he dies on Gan Ning's death, for his story, is very funny. It's a little funny to me, the way his head just kind of, stop it, it just has an extra layer of goofiness to me. I don't know, I just thought it was always really funny. It always stuck out to me. Lu Xun's reaction to his death was pretty good. I like the way Lu Meng died in that. It was a little unnatural. I mean, I'm not sure how many people are able to finish a sentence like that and just die so perfectly, but the way he died in Gan Ning's arm, it was just hilarious. He was just like, stop it. Just the way he said it. It was just such a good moment for me. So the main reason it's up here is definitely the emotional, the sad, the build-up. He had his problems with Gan Ning, and then he has the mentorship toward Lu Xun and Gan Ning as well, and then of course he ends up passing away after the Battle of Fawn Castle. Definitely a good moment, a little funny for me, and that's why it always stuck out to me. And it's a good choice here at number 6. Let's go ahead and move on to the top 5.
Commander Guan Yu, he met death at the hands of Wu.
Guan Yu. No. No!
I promised. We swore that we would walk together.
Alright, coming in at number 5, similarly from like the last video, anytime that they started really showing the reaction of Liu Bei to Guan Yu's death, it was always interesting. And Dynasty Warriors 6 did a good job with Liu Bei's reaction. I think there's a couple of different ways they do it. The one that I remember the most is from Liu Bei's story himself. He gets up and his eyes are just wide. He is wide-eyed. He doesn't even blink. He's just so shocked and bewildered at the news of what had happened that his reaction is so pure in a way. You know, it's how you would expect someone who is that close to you to react that way. So it's definitely a moment that always stood out to me, especially Zhang Fei running over to the private. No, hitting the ground, stuff like that. I always remember that. But from Liu Bei's story, his reaction to Guan Yu's death, one of the best moments from Dynasty Warriors 6. It definitely has a very good imprint on my memory, especially the line where he says like he was the closest to me, and Zhang Fei's right there on the ground crying, and he's like, Guan Yu was the most important to me. In a moment of like, that much emotion, you say what you're gonna say. I mean, it's a pretty devastating moment for him. But regardless, great moment for the game. Liu Bei after the Battle of Fawn Castle, pre-Yiling stage, definitely a good moment, and that's why it's gonna start off our top 5.
Sima Yi, you must heed my final order. Build a world such as none ever seen before.
Appropriately arrogant to the end. And yet, I shall remember this admonishment of yours without fail.
Alright, coming in at number 4, definitely an interesting and nostalgic moment while playing the game as a little kid. You could definitely see it coming. There was something brewing within this character's mind. And then the second to last cutscene for Sima Yi's story. He has his strings from his gloves pretty much impaling Cao Cao and rendering him pretty much helpless. And it's just a very shocking moment. Again, it was pretty predictable to see it coming, but when you saw the moment of Sima Yi sitting there, again, strings are on him, he's got the smile, he's listening to Cao Cao's final words, and he pulls him out, and then, Cao Cao falls. You got a very loud thud, just symbolizing the fall of, one of the greatest heroes from this time. And Sima Yi walks over to the throne and gives his final speech before he tops it off with his maniacal laughter. Definitely a key moment for me that I remember for within the games. One of the biggest moments that it's hard to say it took me by surprise, because I don't think it did, but it was just memorable. Very, very memorable. We haven't seen something like this before. In Dynasty Warriors 5, we saw the evilness, the villainous tone that he had, but he never went through with it in a way. Dynasty Warriors 6 was the exploration of that, and it was really cool to see. It was a very different perspective, of course hypothetical, but it was fun to play through, fun to watch, and I thought it was a really cool story to tell, and that's why it's going to be here at number 4. Let's go ahead and move on to the top 3.
For the realization of my lord's dream, I fight! I battle for justice! The spear of Xiao Yun shows no mercy!
Alright, coming in at number 3. Now, if you watched the first 3 videos of this mini-series, you know that, at least for me, the arrivals in the game are usually really, really good. Like, there's always, really good stuff around it. Like, it's always really cool. And Xiao Yun's arrival at Changban is no exception. The reason it's so good, too, is because it's instantaneous in a way. You're on the wayside, and you kill at least 2 of the peasants. And as soon as you kill that last, peasant leader or whatever, it's an instant cutscene, right? There's no delay, there's no it's boom, you triggered this madman, and then you just sit there and you watch his little red dot. That thing is flying. He is flying to you. So that's why it sticks out so well for me, is because as soon as you see the cutscene, it's instantaneous. Like, you know exactly what you've done. And of course, Xiao Yun getting an awesome cutscene like that, and if you've already played through his story, his arrival at Changban within the stage itself is just really good. It's just really, really good, and it sticks out to me as one of the best moments within the game. Definitely puts a little bit of fear into you, but definitely Xiao Yun's arrival coming at number 3 is a no-brainer for me. Let's go ahead and move on to number 2.
Face the wrath of my blade!
Staying on the theme of arrivals, Zhang Liao is going to topple Zhao Yun's arrival with his arrival at Hefei. It's a really good build-up, just like in Dynasty Warriors 5. If you watch that video, or if you played through his story in Dynasty Warriors 5, or just the Battle of Hefei itself, the build-up for this character is always so good. And Dynasty Warriors 6 takes it to another level. In battle cutscene at Hefei, we have the soldiers walking through the little mountain area, horse hoof that comes into frame, and the little pebble starts to roll down the mountain. One of the soldiers recognizes it and they're like, what is this? They look up and they see just a monster of a human with his cavalry unit coming down the mountain. He just starts cutting people up, and his arrival in itself definitely is a huge moment within the Dynasty Warriors series and a huge moment within Dynasty Warriors 6. I don't know what it is with this character, but they really like to make him look good, and his arrival within most of the game is always really, really good at Hefei. Just an iconic moment for this game, really representing the badassery of a character that Zhang Liao is. Yeah, Zhang Liao arriving at Hefei is one of the best moments for me. Definitely an easy choice for me at number 2. Let's go ahead and move on to the number 1 choice in my opinion. But before we do that, here are a few honorable mentions that did not make the list.
We conquered this world of chaos alongside Lord Cao Cao. And now we will let you go in peace. Farewell, cousin.
You don't stand a chance fighting against Wu, especially on the water. What is happening?
Look at that! It's Lu Bu!
Well, hopefully it's no surprise to you guys. Coming in at number 1, we have Lu Bu's arrival at Hulao Gate. This is honestly one of his best ones within the series. I mean, the explosion, what is happening, of course the soldiers recognizing, and then, the new look that Lu Bu had in Dynasty Warriors 6. He looked like a freaking badass character, very intimidating, and the way he is introduced within this game takes it to another level. He's still a demon in this game, still very difficult to beat, especially on the harder levels. He has the lightning on him, and he is not someone you want to mess with. And his arrival, again, just encapsulates everything that is powerful and badass and just intimidating about this character. This cutscene wraps it all up and really shows a good moment for Lu Bu. Hulao itself has always been a big stage, and I'm sure if veterans of Dynasty Warriors at this point in time, it's quite the entrance for the demon himself, and that's why he's going to be up here at number 1. So that's all I have for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Dynasty Warriors 6, again, I actually like the game. I'll be doing like a rankings video at some point and talking about it a little bit more. I'm a little scared to make the video because I know, we'll see. I have some controversial opinions, but we'll see what happens with it. Again, Dynasty Warriors 6 was a game that I played probably the most, or at least tied for the most. I played it for a lot as a kid. I played it a lot. It's one of those games that I played so much that when I was like getting, when you get food to eat, you want to watch some TV, I would watch Dynasty Warriors 6 cutscenes as my entertainment when I was eating food and stuff like that. That's how much I like the game. That's how much I like the story, the cutscenes. They did a really good job with the game, even though, I think pretty much all of the stories were hypothetical, and I really enjoyed the game. It was one of my favorites, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe. We have Dynasty Warriors 7 coming up next, and the last 3 games are all going to have 20 moments because they have some pretty good moments in the last 3 games, and it's really hard to decide just 10. So hope you guys are enjoying the little mini series, and I will see you guys really soon for Dynasty Warriors 7.